All right, let's go. Let's do this.
This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Yes, ma'am. Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast.
You're back.
Broadcasting to the world.
It is back. Mark and Charity, not just Charity. Mark and Charity. It's back.
Podcasts were good last week, though.
Were they? Did you listen to them?
Yeah, but I'm
there
not
was
a
only
part
3
of it.
out of 5.
It's so interesting.
Yeah, I'm
so
sure
much
it is.
more engaging.
They're much shorter.
Maybe that's what I like about it. Maybe ours are too long.
I don't think so. It's just really hard to keep a one-sided conversation going.
Oh, I don't know. I could do it all
There's
day.
only so much insight I can offer, and it's like, well.
And you do it with an economy of words. Whereas I just drag it on.
Do I? Because I feel like I don't. So if you're being serious, I appreciate that.
Okay. I love May.
Yes.
And so we have so much vacation time we have to take. I don't know if the whole world needs to know this, but whatever. We have a podcast. And so I said, well, I'm just going to take the first week of May. And it rained here in Canada.
Not
in the
all
Eastern Ontario.
week, but yes, the majority of the week.
Dreadful. And now all this week's going to be gorgeous. But as if I don't care. I mean, we're outside by 11 o'clock in the morning.
I know.
So
We are
matter?
so lucky.
Yes.
The shift that we
Exactly.
have. Yes,
So-
we have to get up at the crack of dawn, which is happening now. I was driving in this morning and it was 10 to 5 and the crack of dawn. You
Yeah.
could see the glow.
That's amazing.
Over the horizon.
Yep.
I'm like, it's coming. But that being said, yeah, we're wrapping it up now. This is the last thing we have to do, and then we're out the door, and we can enjoy the rest of the day.
Spent Saturday, we can talk about this a little bit, with
All right.
my wife and some friends up in a place called Dunsford, and we were putting together a metal gazebo. 10 by 12 foot, comes with the mesh walls and the zippers.
Like the sturdy ones.
Right.
Yes.
And so I'm 60, Les is 65, and his wife and my wife were best friends in high school and were maids of honor in each other's weddings. So we get together, 4 of us in our 60s, and the owner who's 66, and we're going to put together a metal gazebo. So I had 2 rules. 1, if we get to something that's a little bit whatever, good enough for Dunsford. That was going to be rule number 1. As long as the screws can fit in, good enough for
Got it.
Dunsford. Secondly, if anybody gets frustrated with anybody else, go for a walk. That was the whole thing. As long as we could all stay friends by the time it was over, and it was tremendous.
And are you still friends?
All friends. Everybody
Good.
had a great time.
Good.
Great time. A little concerned Sunday morning because we thought, well, we did one thing that was a little, but it's no big deal. But we figured out a way to fix it without having taken it apart.
I was going to say, if it's but it's no big deal, that would still drive me crazy every time I looked at it.
It drove Kath crazy.
Yeah.
And Trez, her friend, Les's wife, had said to me over breakfast, I think I got to figure out how we can do that. And I said,
Yeah.
oh, that might work. And I said,
Because you know it's there.
Yeah.
And it might not be, like, it might just be the minute detail.
And it is, but
it's like, oh, now I know it's there.
Yep.
And every time we're out there, it's going to bug me.
And her point was, because she said, I just want Kath to feel better.
Oh,
Because I said, good, because Kath woke up talking to me how much it bothered her. And I was telling everybody who would listen to Kathy is belligerent this morning. And of course, everybody who knows me
Was
well
she
enough, it's
belligerent?
like, was she the belligerent one, or did you snap at her because
Yeah.
she? I don't really remember. I just remember there was a lot of belligerence going
There
on.
is something we need to fix, bottom line.
Yeah.
But that's nice. And you were able
Yeah.
to sit under it and enjoy it
We
a
did
little bit? Good.
tremendously, wonderfully.
Because the weekend actually wasn't too bad
Yeah,
last weekend.
Saturday was great.
Yeah, there were spots of beauty and then rain.
So I missed the coronation as a result, and I missed the Kentucky Derby, which has massive controversy with the
I
death of
asked
the
you about
horses.
that this morning.
Knew nothing
and
about
you
it.
said I haven't watched any of it. But yeah, and then I started to question. I'm like, but you usually are
Oh,
into
yeah,
it, right?
all
To it
over it,
because
yeah.
I thought I remember it, and
I
that's
love
what
it.
caught my. That's why it was on my radar last week.
Mm-hmm.
Was because of you, and then you weren't here, and I was like, oh well, what do I do? So I did. I did follow it a bit. Mage was the winner.
Yeah, nosed out at the
who
rail.
who I guess
15 to 1.
wasn't expected to do anything, but then
Yeah.
some horses dropped out and some horses died.
Yeah.
7 last week.
Yeah,
Leading
and-
up to at Churchill Downs, leading
Right.
up to the Derby. Like, it wasn't like these were like spotted across the country or had sickness and had been
Mm-hmm.
like 7 horses.
We have horse owners around here that would have been at the Quinty Exhibition Raceway, right?
Yeah.
Back when it was open. And a lot of times the riders and the trainers are the same people because there's only so much money to go around. We're not talking about those horses, and I love those horses, and they're very important. We're talking about $1 million studs.
Horses that if they die,
it's massive income.
It's huge.
And
it's
they're
huge. These
wealthy.
are
Holy smokes.
There's a lot of money wrapped up in these horses, and it doesn't diminish the fact that yes, these are animals, and it's very sad, and that breaks my heart too. But these are also investments. Like, this is a huge loss for some of these people,
which means they're cared for
impeccably.
So to have 7 of them at the world's greatest
2
racetrack,
of which same trainer.
And 2 died that morning. Saturday
I believe
morning.
2 died that morning. Yes.
We'll see what comes out of that. Whether it's feed, water. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear tampering.
And when they said 2 from the same trainer, it's like, whoa, what's going on? Because you're right. Are they being treated with something? Like, and it just happened to be these same 2 horses, but all of them are being treated with the same product, or it raises some eyebrows.
Manufacturer of something, and then
I really hope if that's the case, they're held and something happens, because that's not. It's not right.
And I know horses are beautiful animals, and because I love horse racing, it's like football, when football players get injured, but I love it. So now I feel like I'm somehow to blame because I like horse racing.
So much. Well, because
still care to do it,
and that's why I bring up the fact that yes, we know they're animals and they're wonderful, because that argument comes up again when something like this happens. You don't want the horses to be mistreated.
No, and I don't want them to either.
And that's the point that some of these people make. They're like, well, you know what? They never chose to be racehorses in the first place.
True,
They're ran like crazy. There's like the jockeys use the whips, and it's like, okay, well, that's another discussion. That's something else.
But if it has to do with that, then there it is.
Absolutely.
Abuse them for trying to make more and more money.
And you hope that's not what's happening here.
Better not be the case.
No, it better not be the case.
So anyway, that's what's going on. So now we're back, and that happened. What else going on? What's going on you want to talk about?
I don't know. You asked me about the fashion show. I think I talked about that enough last week. But just so you know, it was good. It was great.
I'm glad.
So that was nice. This week we've got McHappy Day coming up because, last week, so you missed Smile Cookies. That, again, was a lot of fun. And Jen down the road, I just messaged her to get a final tally. They were hoping to sell, so that store's only been open 5 years. Which I didn't realize.
I didn't think it was that long.
So it must have just opened after I started here, or just before.
Give or take.
Timing. That's amazing.
Good for you.
So they've never sold more than, I think she said 3,800 cookies during a Smile Week campaign. So their goal last week was 4,500
cookies.
Because
they raised them to $1.50.
Yes.
So it's not just money anymore.
It's not just money. But she said we really want to push it. So I've reached out to her. We'll find out.
Right.
But when we were there on Wednesday at 10 a.m., they had already sold 2,100. So they were well on their way.
Yes.
So it was within grasp. But she was wondering where you were. We had to joke around and fool around with the guys next door. Sorry.
Well, I don't care.
You missed out on it.
It's okay.
But I had to be goofy with Steve and Jen from Cool 100. Missed out on you.
It's all right.
So McHappy Day's coming this week. I'm hoping we're going to do something. We haven't heard anything yet. But I think we'll be back out.
If the past couple of years...
If they let us.
Yeah, if there's any indication, thank you. That's exactly. If the last couple of years is any indication, it'll be at the drive-thru because we've worn out our welcome inside the restaurant.
At the Bayview location.
And it will be your lane versus my lane because you're so competitive.
Yes.
I'm not the least bit competitive.
What's really funny is the people who see Mark, and it's all in good fun, of course, or at least I think it is, and they don't roll down their window.
They don't. They have no time
Mark's
for it.
Mark's like on the window, and they just keep looking for
the change in your cup holder. That's all I want. And buy a square number. And help the kids. It's McHappy Day. Help the kids.
Can I wash your windshield? If you let me wash it, will you give me money if I wash your... Yeah. No, it'll be fun. McHappy Day is always a fun time, too.
And then they look out the passenger window and they go, oh, look, charity. Then they roll their window down. That's great.
It's funny because sometimes it's true.
It is true. It's absolutely true. So I look forward to seeing you out there on that.
So that's coming up. What did we do this morning?
On Wednesday.
It's such a blur.
Beat the Bank was a big one. So Lucy Hubble of Sterling.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Her husband What's her husband's name? Dave?
Yes.
Dave?
Dave Hubble.
He's out
Sterling.
getting a hay baler. Mm-hmm. A round hay baler.
Yes.
Which is more expensive than a regular one?
It's a significant piece of equipment, yes.
6 figures?
No,
well into the 6
I
or
would say at least 5. I don't know about 6.
Like
yeah,
$50,000, $60,000, $30,000.
That might be a bit. Yeah,
okay.
I'd say 20 to 30 maybe.
$30,000.
I could be totally wrong. I don't know.
Okay. Well, Beat the Bank goes to $10,000, so
yes,
we could have
that
put a dent in it.
Yep.
But she, woke up, didn't want to spend a lot of money on the grandkids. It's like every other grandmother. It's like,
well, it was her money. We made that very clear.
Right, exactly.
I think.
We'll spend hubby's money and call that one's on the grandkids. But this is grandma's mad money.
Yeah. She's doing the work for it.
And so she went 5 volts, $565.
Which is awesome.
Good for her.
Yep.
Happy for it. And then it went to $10,000 today. This is the one.
Which sucks. It
I
sucks
know.
because you're happy. Mm-hmm. And I was so happy. And then I felt horrible. I felt so bad.
And I mean, it's one of the most common questions we get. The 3 most common questions we get about the morning show, right? Number 1, does Mark really know the birthdays? I think he scams it. That's number 1.
He does
Always
know the
number
birthdays.
1.
He really does.
But number 2 is, what's the secret with Beat the Bank? And the secret is, there's only one way. This is the secret. And this is why it's so difficult, is everybody in town has to agree that they will never stop.
Yeah.
And eventually one of you will get $10,000. Mm-hmm. Everybody else will get nothing. But that doesn't happen because tribe mentality says, well, $565 gets me
really
a golf
good.
membership.
Exactly.
It looks after the fridge. I can get a whatever around the house.
Yeah.
Gets us something that we didn't have before. Mm-hmm. Weekend away that we just won.
Or a gazebo. We can get the gazebo now for the back patio.
Because there's nowhere in the back of your mind when you've had that money offered to you that you say, yes, but for the rest of everybody else in town, I should turn it down so that somebody else can win $10,000. It's not the way it works.
Well, and not just for anybody else, but you think, okay, $565, the alarm could be next. So $560, again, it's going to get me the gazebo. I don't need $575. I'm going to take the $565.
Yeah, take it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it went to $750, and then went to $900, and then it went to $1,500.
Once we get past 1,000, it's like, oh,
yeah. I really think if you can last to 1,000, then we check the size of the nards. Then we're going to find out whether you've got it or not.
Because you really, as you said, you really have to go into it saying, I have to be able to say no to everything else. Like $565 is great, but it has to remain abstract.
Yeah.
It has to remain a number in order for me to get to $10,000, because you would have had to say no to 15. You would have had to say no to 6,000.
To 3,250.
And then 6,000 and to get there. So, it is tough. It's very tough.
So you'd assume that, well, if you got to 3,000, it's going to go to 10. Would you?
It doesn't always.
Do you really want to?
Exactly. Again, it needs to remain abstract, just a number if you're going to push through. And as much as people like to talk about, well, I'm in it for I'm going to go all the way. I don't even care. I tell you right now, you get to 565 and you're like, no, I'm stopping. This is good.
This is good.
I'm going to take it.
Grab my spring jacket I haven't worn in a while. There's $500 inside. That's a story you tell everybody all day.
10,000. It's not going to go to 10,000. I've got $565.
Yeah. Don't be the cautionary tale. Take the money.
Exactly.
Don't be that person who.
But could you imagine if she had gone to 10,000? Like after all the talking we had done before about the baler, and was like, 10,000. You should do. Keep going. If she had kept going, I don't know what I would have done. I don't know what I would have done.
I would have loved the story. It's going to go for a hay baler. Like it's their home
It's not going to
farm.
go for a hay baler.
Well, you know what I mean.
You know,
right?
You say that. It's
right. No, I know, because they've already got the money set aside. They're smart people. They've already got, he wouldn't go buy it if they didn't. He's of that generation, right?
Yep.
It's not bought on credit at that point in your age. You've got it.
Yeah.
You need it, and you're going out to get it. You got to figure it out. You don't need Beat the Bank to tell you to go buy a hay baler today.
No, it was already bought.
Right.
It would
Unless he woke up and he said, Lucy, I'm going to go buy it. They're going to call you today. And it's your job to get the $10,000. I dreamt it. I'll talk to you when I get home.
Stranger things have happened, but you're
Craziness.
right. I believe, yes.
Yeah.
That's not what happened. But, it was... felt so bad for her.
I know.
Lucy.
But good.
Oh, I really wanted you to win the $10,000.
Anyway, all for Sandra Hussey of Exit Realty.
And you know what? It could happen again next week.
Could happen. Never know.
Yeah.
Craziest. Oh, you wouldn't possibly have two big numbers
Has
back
that
to
happened
back.
before?
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
Do you know where you hide a tree? In the forest.
Exactly.
So
everyone out there who says, it's not going to happen again now.
Oh, it's going to be a little amount because it was a big amount.
wait.
Keep thinking that.
You wait.
Keep thinking that.
That's the, what's the word you like to use? The diabolical.
It's diabolical.
Yeah, that's the banker being diabolical right there.
Belligerent and diabolical.
Like, yeah, he's doing that like fist thing from Friends. It's like, oh yeah, listener? Yeah.
And we don't like
you
that.
guys won't go all the way. I can set it like that again next week because you won't do it.
Which is crazy. We don't like that because Charity and I, we're all the way people. There's no stopping us.
Are you kidding me? I wouldn't be all the way.
No?
It would be tough. It would be because again, you have to say no to $565.
There's a part of me that wants the story more than the money, and that's nuts.
It is
because that's money for Kath too, right? It's like you did what?
It's
you
hard.
got to $1,000 and you did what?
But again, it's easy to say that because you're not in it. It's easy to say, you know what? It's money. I don't have that money.
Yeah.
I never have that. Like I didn't have it to begin with.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean anything. I can just keep going and going and going
People
and going.
say that all the time.
Exactly.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I woke up with nothing. It's like, okay.
But when you're in it and it's up to you, it's a little different. I know that. I feel that every week when we play it.
Listen for the sound if you have a chance to qualify.
Yes.
You'll have 9 minutes, 55 seconds to register, and then we could be calling you like Lucy Hubble of Sterling.
Oh, she was so much fun.
Good for her. I'm not sure we had a lot else going on this morning.
Well, it was your first day back. I kind of wanted to ease you into it.
I appreciate that. I questioned whether proms were going on, and then we got some text messages on that.
It was so funny you brought that up because I just had a conversation with a high school student last week,
right. Mm-hmm.
asking if they were getting ready, and they were finalizing the theme. And the theme this year is Under the Stars, and it made me laugh out loud because I thought, I think that was our theme.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea what the theme of our prom was.
Yeah.
None. There's
a
very good chance, though, that's what the theme was. His vote, though, and this was the cool thing. He's like, yeah, I know. I had suggested a disco night. I'm like, are you kidding me? That would have been awesome. He's like, right, but nobody wanted that. They wanted Under the Stars.
Under the Stars.
I guess disco's not as romantic.
Okay,
but it's a lot more fun.
Few things. The young ladies in the school will determine what the prom is. Because it's far more important to them than the guys. Because we're terrified. We're just going to get rejected, and we're terrified.
I would argue that.
Good. Because I'm remembering
back at ours. I think guys are becoming more, maybe not in the planning so much, but in the night itself.
Oh, good.
I think guys... seeing pictures in recent years, like what they wear, like their personalities are coming out more. I think they're more comfortable with, you know what, I want to wear this, or I want to do this, or I'm going to go with my buddies, not necessarily go with. Mm-hmm. I think it's becoming more open.
Good.
But anyway, go ahead.
Under the Stars. There may be 5 themes. There's Under the Stars, there's Under the Sea.
They just rotate.
Right, I remember that. You know, you'd show up and somebody would be like King Triton or something like that. No, I know. There was like, I
think it's more decorating than dress.
Yeah, exactly. No, I know.
Didn't have mermaids.
Well, maybe. And then there's something like, Hawaii or something.
Oh, that would, like a tropical or down south.
Sure, a tropical theme.
Yeah.
And, but disco would have been great.
See,
there aren't a lot. See, my fear is it's going to be John Wick.
Nobody is going to bet.
The Game of Thrones.
That would be horrible.
Like the Red Wedding.
Did you watch Game of Thrones?
I did.
Okay, that would be horrible.
Not everybody survived the Red Wedding.
You know what? It's just, no. Like, relationships were not good in Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, not good.
Not good.
No. They had no proms back then.
No.
Well,
if they did, if they had a gathering, it never ended well.
Never ended well.
So, best not to do it. Don't do that theme.
There were no corsages.
But disco, too, I'd hate for them. Do you think it's age, though?
Yeah.
That we look at it and think that would be a super fun time to do a disco. Whereas kids, it is the romanticism of it, maybe.
Still, and I think there's always that part of that romanticism of it, but I think we've ruined it. Because I think when 17, 18-year-olds today hear disco, they look at us and their parents and they say, nope.
Nope, not going to happen.
Not doing it. Not doing it.
Flashes of the YMCA.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Let's get it. Yeah.
And
fair enough. Okay.
Wear the powder
makes
blue
sense.
shirt with the enormous antenna-sized bow tie.
Yes, you're right.
And here comes all those songs. No, thank you. Nothing romantic about that. But okay.
All right. And you said too about it being off-site. The fact that they had it on site, I think, surprised me more than anything. Ours was off-site, and it was in a Catholic school that I went to.
Ours was off-site. I don't remember the particular school, but I know that 6 or 7 years ago there was a controversy as to whether, due to insurance purposes, the school can actually be involved in the prom.
Oh.
And so somebody texted in and said, no, in the Catholic schools, the students run it off-site. So it is not a, quote,
like a school function.
Sanctioned function. So therefore, any responsibility from insurance on down does not reflect on the school.
See, and that's too
at
bad.
all. Has to do with drinking.
Absolutely.
Underage drinking.
Yes,
and anything else that may happen as a result.
I would be curious then. I'm going to dig into the public school. Well, not so much Hastings Prince Edward, but our school. I'm going to ask around and see what happens with that, because it's always been held at the curling club.
Okay.
But I never really thought about it not being a school activity. That I'm
That's
just
changed
surprised.
just
Yes.
last 5 years, 6 years.
So I'm curious about that.
Yeah.
The gym just wasn't big enough. That's what it came down to. Our gym just wasn't big enough to accommodate everyone, because
Literally
now
everybody.
I believe now they have food, so there's the dinner aspect to it too,
Yeah.
and then so there
Yep.
just wasn't the space. So that's why it was always at the curling club.
Your prom was everybody? You had to be grade 11 on up.
It was everybody, because I went to my first one in grade 10.
Okay.
Grade 10 or grade 9? Grade
Wow.
10.
Okay.
And then I went to my grade 12 and my OAC. So it was kind of like whoever asked. If you were asked to go, then you could go. There
So you
wasn't
went
an
to
age
3
limit.
proms?
I went to 3 proms.
How many different guys?
2.
2.
Yes.
Not bad. All right. Good
I
for
went
you.
to I went to the grade 12 and my OAC with the same guy.
Same guy?
I was still dating him.
Good for you. So good memories of the prom?
It was okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
High school in general is kind of
A little awkward.
Got through it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really delaying.
It's okay. It's
really
okay.
delaying telling this story. How for our prom, I took the woman who is my wife now.
Yes.
And we were king and queen of the prom.
Shut up. Seriously?
Yes, we
Of
were.
course you were. Why am I asking seriously? Of course you were.
not-
You and Kathy probably.
I was shocked. I really didn't think we would be, because I didn't put that much work into it. It
You
tended to
guys,
be-
that's what you did all night. You just canvassed all night. You were out
I
getting
was just
votes all
out.
night.
Yeah, walking around. She's signing things, handing out pamphlets.
Sorry.
Yeah, we were. I know, right? It's just not right.
We should dig out some pictures.
No,
do
we
you have a
shouldn't.
prom picture of you and
Yes,
Kathy?
I do,
like
but
in your
we should
crowns?
not. No, I don't believe I do.
Really?
No, I don't believe
I should ask
I do.
Kathy. I bet Kathy does.
I bet you she doesn't.
We should do that. We should find out when prom is around here in Belleville.
Oh, different. It tends to be the first
I know
or
it's
second week
kind
of
of
June.
yeah. I know in Campbellford it's the first Friday in June.
Right,
Is
yeah.
when they have. I didn't know if that was the same with Hastings Prince
Yeah, it
Edward or
tends to
not.
be everybody that
we should
way.
put up our prom pictures.
Oh my God, we do not need
Hey,
that.
if I'm doing it, you should do it. You pick which one.
We're talking 1980 or 1981. This photo.
Oh, it'd be fabulous. We're talking about you were just talking
I
about
would've
the
been
blue
19.
suit and the
Yeah.
ruffles.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Yeah. No, I was wearing a beige suit.
A beige, even better.
Three-piece suit.
Even better, Mark.
I look spectacular.
I have no doubt that's why we need to have a picture. And we'll
And
put
the
it up
hair is
and
outstanding.
celebrate prom with everybody.
All right, that's the challenge.
Okay.
Prom pictures.
All right.
See everybody at McDonald's on Wednesday. We'll talk more about it tomorrow when Jimmy Hollywood's going to be in. We're going to talk about new streaming things, I guess, whatever Jimmy's got. I don't know. We'll talk about Jimmy
He
tomorrow.
did well last week.
Good.
Yeah,
Have that.
there were new streaming shows last week he talked about.
Memory game we kicked off with our friends at Doug's Bicycle today. 9 is the first number of the 3-digit combo. Emily will give you the second number at 12:30, the third number at 4:30. Fill it
We
in on our
recommend
website.
writing the numbers
Yeah,
down.
write 'em down.
It's called a memory game,
Yeah.
and it's great for you to play along with, but write it down.
Write it
just as a
down.
backup, just in case.
Kryptonite lock and a shot at winning a $900 Vito bike.
Yeah.
All good
Oh, nice bike.
to tour around in the Quinte region. That's coming up tomorrow morning. So enjoy your Monday today. We'll talk to you then.